Hello guys, I just got back from a long day. I was out with both of my sisters. We went to Goodwill and Walmart to get some necessities before the big winter storm that will be here tonight and will be here through Monday. I had to get a couple things like milk, eggs, pea pads, because I really needed pea pads. This is a coffee grinder I actually ordered on Amazon the other day, and it just arrived. Actually for powdering eggshells. I normally use a mortar and pestle, but it does not powder things well. Like, I would have to sit there and do it for like an hour just to get it. Like, I really prefer a fine consistency to add to pet food, so that will be able to actually powder it. I got two clothing items. I got these from Goodwill. This is just like a turtleneck that is a dark blue color. I've always really liked the look of these types of dresses. Wish I had two hands, I could show you what I mean. On top of turtlenecks. It's really nice and cozy. It's like a cozy way of being able to wear dresses like this in the winter. He is no longer a little puppy. Oh. We just left him home alone for, I think, 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours. Which is probably the longest that we left him. I'm not exactly sure, but he did so perfectly fine. Everything is where I left it, and he did great. He's doing really, really well with being left home alone. Come on, Muggy! You got it. Hey guys, it's been a couple days. It is now the weekend and I am all dressed up because I just finished doing something very exciting, and that is my first round of wedding dress shopping. Very exciting, starting to feel real now. Brian and I have been engaged for a year. Hope to have a late summer of 2023 wedding, so ideally I would have my dress chosen at the minimum by summertime, so I wanted to kind of get a head start to see what styles look good on me, what I definitely don't like in a bridal gown, and I'm happy to say that pretty positive that we found the one of my dreams today. But they did have a ton of dresses that I really liked, and I tried out a bunch, and I'm actually going to show you guys some of them. I'm going to show you guys the definite no's. So this one actually I picked on their website and it looked very see-through, and that was like a big no-no for me. But when you actually wear it, it's not see-through. It kind of even looks like it in these photos, but it's not. A couple things that I liked about this dress: it kind of fit the ethereal, whimsical vibe that I was going for, and I really like the sleeve, and I did like the bit of sparkle on it as well. I don't like, well, I do and I don't. The plunging neckline, very out of my comfort zone, but when I wear it, I don't really feel like it's, you know, maybe it's because I'm smaller in the bust, but it doesn't look too crazy. It was really nice, and when I put it on, it was just a great dress to start with. I had a lot of my boxes, but it was also very kind of out there. It was the dress on the rack that stood out the most out of the ones that were chosen for me. I'm not going to show you guys the second dress because the second dress is the one that I ended up really, really liking. This one is also interesting because it has an off the shoulder, but it's also not, because it has the transparent kind of mesh that goes up my neck. Low in the shape of it and the neckline and the long sleeves in general, but I didn't like the floral pattern on it. I think it was just clashing too much because I do want to wear some sort of flower crown. This one I just think it would clash too much with anything like that, unless I were to do like a very minimalistic sort of headdress. On me it was very flattering, but I prefer kind of more coverage in the top area and also not that type of fabric. So this next dress was very out of my comfort zone. I've never actually worn a sleeveless dress or like sleeveless top, anything like that before, because again, I'm a little bit smaller in the bust area, so I was always worried about things not staying up on me. But this one was actually very like boned correctly. I don't really know language on that, but it wasn't going anywhere and it was very comfortable to wear. The fabric was very typical wedding dress and it was nice, but it didn't fit the vibe. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. It didn't really fit what I was looking for, but it was nice to try on something like that. And then I tried on one that was a little bit more fancy. It had very, very thin spaghetti straps, which I did not like. I thought it was very uncomfortable and like pressing on me. Having a thin strap like that with a heavy dress, I didn't really like the pattern on it. I don't really like dresses with patterns on them. Really pretty and I liked trying it on. And then we tried, this picture is not very flattering, a more fitted dress because mermaid style and that kind of dresses I really don't like. I wanted to see kind of what it looked like on me. It was pretty, but even looking back on these photos, it was nothing really special and I felt like I had to kind of cover my mid region because it was very not flattering in those areas, but it was an off the shoulder. It was cute, but it wasn't it. And then we tried kind of an out there one. And it's actually, you can't really tell, but a very, very pale blue color. It really fit the whole kind of like fantasy element. And it would be like if we were to go far, the fairy tale side, this is what it would be. It was very uncomfortable just because of the amount of like mesh, you'd call that. The sleeves I like the puffy sleeves, but it was just kind of very itchy. It also had a plunging neckline, which kind of in this dress makes me feel kind of like medieval royalty or like someone out of Game of Thrones. Yeah, so I did find again a dress that I do really, really like, but I am gonna try a couple other places, at least one other place, and make my decision by the summertime. I'm very into sort of basic looking dresses, like very plain, because I do like to have very elaborate nature inspired headpieces and earrings. And it's funny because I was planning on wearing contacts so I didn't have to wear my glasses on my wedding day, but my glasses actually look really good with the dress that I chose, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm finally going to tackle a recipe from the World of Warcraft official cookbook that my friend Amanda gave me. I am obsessed with this. Obviously, as you guys know, Warcraft is my game, but I've been meaning to make these essential Brewfest pretzels, and they look so good. My mom has made them, and they came out really good. Brewfest is a festival in the game, kind of like Oktoberfest type thing. There's a lot of German cuisine. What are you doing? There's a lot of German style cuisine, beer, all that great stuff. And it also, I could make a beer cheese dip. However, I don't have beer because I don't really drink. I don't know, I might look up a recipe for non-beer cheese dip. I'm not sure because I don't know how it will turn out without the beer. I'm a little bit nervous. This is definitely out of my comfort zone. Never done something like this before. You might not be able to hear me over the dishwasher, but I've been letting the pretzel dough rise for the past hour and it has like not risen at all. So I'm feeling a little discouraged on how the results of these pretzels are gonna turn out. I'm like sick and tired of waiting for this. It's not rising at all. So I'm just gonna use it, see what happens. This took me forever. I'm never doing this again. This took so long. I made some beerless cheese dip because I don't have beer. And it is so good, you guys. Holy cow. Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and ask for kind of a personal favor. My friend and Brian's buddy since middle school, he has been fighting COVID and pneumonia complications in the hospital. He's been in the hospital since like early January, and they had to induce him into a coma. So in order for hopefully his lung function to get better and whatnot. He's been in the hospital for a while and the expenses are just piling up for his family, I can imagine. So if you could spare like even just $1, that would be super, super helpful for his family. I'll leave the link below. I wanted to do, if you donate $15 or more, send me a message on Instagram or even email. My email is pazutheferret@gmail.com. or my Instagram is thepupandpolecat. Let me know and I will send you a free copy of my book, Feeding Ferrets Naturally. It would be really greatly appreciated. We miss him so much. We miss talking to him every day and playing games with him, and we just really, really want him to get better really badly. So, good morning everyone. It is Sunday and the kitchen is a disaster. We have a full sink of dirty dishes because the dishwasher wasn't draining last night, but Brian was able to fix it. Some sort of breakfast for myself, make Gen's breakfast, make the ferrets breakfast. I do have to go grocery shopping today. What's this? Riva! Are you hungry, Riva? Look at how nice her coat is. It's so fluffy and shiny. Time for a cleaning time lapse. This is why I have to vacuum every day with ferrets. This is just a few days. Good morning guys, I'm at the barn. It is like -3 degrees outside, very cold, but it has been a little bit over a week since I've seen Iroh. It is time to see him, time to give him a good brush down, do some stretches, nothing too crazy. It is way too cold, way too snowy to actually go out for a real ride, way too slippery. I need to drop off more of his supplement. The whole point of Liberty is to be able to work with a horse without any ropes. As you can see, he doesn't have a halter on or a bridle or a saddle, and kind of see what the horse prefers to do. If they prefer to be with you, that means you're probably doing something right. They're gonna run away from you, they're not trying to leave the arena. That's a really good sign that your horse is actually enjoying what you're doing with them. But yeah, Iroh did really, really well for not being ridden for quite a while. He's just an amazing horse. I love him so much. Yeah. All done taking care of Iroh. I'm freezing cold. I just put back on his blanket while he was outside, and that was a mistake. It was so cold, and I was trying to figure it out because his back leg straps are like frozen solid, so I couldn't unclip them to use them. So right now he's not using any leg straps on his blanket, so that's not great. I don't know if I've mentioned this on my channel before, but Iroh has a condition, it's a minor condition, called fecal water loss syndrome. There isn't really much known about it. It's generally pretty minor, not really too much that you can do about it. I think that it might have been triggered by just leaving the home that he knew all of his life originally, and then going to the rescue, and then moving from the rescue to here. Moving a horse can do a lot on them and a lot on their gut, and the rescue didn't mention anything about it, but he did. I did notice it pretty much immediately upon bringing him here, so I don't know if that move is what did it, or if he had it before and the rescue just didn't notice, because he is a dark horse, so it would be difficult to notice that he had something like this unless you're working with him and like grooming him every single day. But basically he has a lot of water loss out of his bumhole. So horses will do it either before or after they go to the bathroom, or just randomly. Iroh mostly just kind of does it randomly. It is pretty annoying because it is like very dirty water that comes out, so it will stain anything and everything. If he was a gray horse or a lighter colored horse, his back legs would always look very, very gross. And in the summer it's pretty easy because I can just hose him every time I come. It doesn't seem to be irritating his skin at all, so that's good, because sometimes it can cause sores on their back legs if they have really sensitive skin. But he hasn't had that problem at all. But every time I come out when it's like really cold, all of that poop water is frozen on the inside underneath area of his tail and all over the back leg straps of his blanket. So I unfortunately did have to cut off even more of his tail, not the ends of it, kind of underneath the base of the tail is where he had like these massive poopsicles. I could have just left them, honestly. They're not really doing too much damage on him, but they are heavy. Yes, that's what I had to do today, and I smell like poop.